What's happening, people? So today, if you've ever tried plumbing, yeah, you've probably done this mistake already, right? So listen to this video because this is from not only my personal things, but I know these are things which happen. So if you've ever tried plumbing, whether it be handy at home, DIY, this video is going to make so much sense because it's the mistakes which so many people make when it comes to doing simple plumbing jobs. Whether it's a little fix around your house, whether it's a leaking tap or a drip or something like that, having the right tools is going to make the job 10 times easier, right? Understanding what you need for a drip or a leak, it might be some PTFE tape. You might just need to tighten it up a little bit, but you need to understand the difference, right? So me, myself, yeah, one big mistake I can say that I know that I'd done when I was an apprentice, which is being due diligent, yeah? Due diligent is the meaning of you checking your own work, yeah? So I check my work before I'm able to call the customer or the client to come over to be able to say like, okay, it's all done. So if I was if I was way more due diligent before, I would have got plumbing in a faster way. If you get what I mean, I would have understood it. I would have understood what to do and what was holding me up, right? So having the right tools for the job is going to make your life so much easier as a plumber. You're going to be able to, take the radiator off easy because you have the right tools for the job. A tool which I need for the job if I'm taking a radiator off myself is those thumbs, which I'm able to twist in so I don't leak all of the fluid and stuff like that on the customer's floor, right? So it's going to make it easier for me. Other things which I would say as is a mistake, which I see people do a lot, is not read the instructions, right? As much as we are tradespeople, yeah, we are not sure how things get done until we read the manufacturer's instructions and it takes you through step by step. As silly as it might sound, yeah, but the process, you understand how something works and if you've commissioned it properly, right? Hence, you're having to put a inlet valve into a toilet, right? It's an easy job to do as long as you can turn the water off. You can tighten up those two nuts, get it perfectly right. And then now you have to make sure before you start filling it up and start using it is making sure that it's at the right level in the back of the tank. That's something where you've got to, you might have to alter, adjust. So making sure that you do those things will allow the toilet to work perfectly after you have now fitted a new inlet valve. And I've fitted thousands of inlet valves, but making sure I go through that process at the end, that is the point where I say that part is peace of mind for me. I could always walk away from that job and say, nah, it's done right. I've said it properly because I've took my time and I've been due diligent. And I feel that sometimes we rush as engineers and as people who do just general jobs because you've got so many to do, right? But you've got to manage your own time and take it slowly, right? So if somebody has a drip, I would always say to them, you know what, don't let that drip turn into something else, get it sorted, right? And that's where we might say to ourselves, do you know what, it's only a drip, it's nothing. No, 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 that's going to turn into a mistake at some point and could turn into a bigger mistake at another point. So always minimize the risk, make sure you can work on it safely, and make sure before you call your customer, you're able to test it before you do it. And that's what I see as a big mistake from a lot of trainee plumbers and people who are wanting to get into the industry because they lack that bit of what do I do next? And you can do next is you could always learn from other people. Believe me learning from other people by working for other businesses, yeah, has allowed me to be a better plumber. I'm able to see how to talk to my customers, but what I'm understanding now, what my customer wants, what type of level of service they want. So I'm not making mistakes in a sense of telling people I'm going to be back in 2 days and I don't come back in 2 days. If the job goes over and the customer needs me to write them something up, I'm going to write them up and I'm going to get it out of the way. Before it might have been like, oh yeah, I'll do that when I get home. Now I make sure I do it because I know that it will become a problem at some point if a customer's asked me for it and I haven't given it to them. So it's sometimes little mistakes what turn into big things, right? Carrying your PTFE tape, making sure that you got some of it, making sure you got some Loctite. These are the things which I know I should have been doing before, right? I should have, and I do always do it now, is I always make sure I bring jointing compound, yeah? So if I'm connecting a nut onto a compression fitting, yeah, I'm gonna carry some jointing compound. So when I do it up, that's what the jointing compound's for, to put around the olive, right? So you put your olive and you do it up. It's better that way. It lasts a lot longer that way. It makes it easier for the next person. So these are things which I've really realized, that making the effort at the point, which might be being due diligent, which is making sure that I am doing what I'm doing, making sure that it's going properly and in the right way. And we've all got to understand these things, because making mistakes is normal, especially as a tradesperson. You've got to understand you're learning a new trade, you're learning something, and you're learning a practice, how to do something properly, or how to do things like the professionals do things. Pick up on your bad habits, what you have got, whether it's little things, because you don't want them to turn into some big things. Do you get what I mean? And I've noticed that a lot of people, they lack a bit of confidence, but you're gonna get confidence as you go on. As you stop making those mistakes, that's when that confidence starts to build itself back up, and you will prevail. You will get better at it. Sometimes you do have to take the criticism. I've had to take criticism about my work at some points, because at some points it's not the most tidiest, but at the end of the day, we need to get it as tidy as it needs to be. It needs to be professional standards. So you've got to work on that. And again, there's nothing wrong with making mistakes, because this is about learning. You learn from your mistakes. You will learn that, oh, okay, this is the best way to do it. You'll learn that this is a better method for you to do, right? Because it might be easier for you to work, or it might be the method that most customers prefer, which is you to do this and then them to do that. So try and make it easy for yourself when it comes to this road of being in construction, especially being a plumber. It's not easy. So I'd just like to share this with everyone, that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn from your mistakes, but be open about them and understand that you can get better at it, innit? It's Mr. London Plumber. I hope you guys like this little coverage of making mistakes, because the honest thing is that we all make mistakes. We all need a bit more transparency within what you do, because everybody doesn't know. I went to a job today, and someone told the customer that they had a storage tank. When I went upstairs into their loft, their storage tank is not connected. So your mains water doesn't come off of that. It comes off the mains. But again, you've got to be due diligent. And that's what I said at the beginning of this video, is being due diligent and making sure that you check your points, whether it's point A to point B, so you can go to B to C and understand if there's a problem between them. Because it's process of elimination. That's how I was working on this particular job. But it's mistakes which I've seen happen before, or people tell me about things before, and they've not been able to rectify them because they didn't go to each point and tick it off and say, it's not there, it's not there, it's only there. Makes it easier for you. But what I would like you guys to do after this video is, I'd like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I put up content like this. I do live streams on this channel as well, and I would appreciate everybody's support. That's what I'd like to say. But I hope you're having a great day and enjoy the content. Remember, making mistakes is normal. We just keep it moving, we just keep it pushing, but you learn from your mistakes and you move on. Let's get it.